All right, ladies and gentlemen, MrSotko here. Welcome back to the channel. Got a whole bunch of good crypto news stuff for you. And the first thing I want to talk about is super big news announcing general availability of Ethereum on Amazon managed blockchain. So essentially, Amazon Web Services announces general availability of Ethereum on Amazon managed blockchain. Ethereum, the popular decentralized blockchain framework that establishes a peer-to-peer network allowing participants to transact without a trusted centralized authority. It enables popular use cases such as decentralized finance, a network of financial applications built on top of blockchain networks. And then it goes on to say DeFi is different from existing financial networks because it is open and programmable and operates without a central authority, which most of us know. However, of course, this is from the Amazon website, so it's got to explain Ethereum just a little bit. But I would imagine that anybody that is going to use Ethereum on Amazon Web Services probably already knows about Ethereum. However, with this launch, AWS customers can easily provision Ethereum nodes in minutes and connect to the public Ethereum main network and test networks such as Rinkeby and Ropstein. Ropstein network was the network that I showed you how to make a ERC20 token way back in the day, and at the end of that video I showed you how to actually make it on the real Ethereum blockchain. It's just a test network. With Amazon managed blockchain, customers get secure networking, encryption at rest, and transport secure access to the network via standard open source Ethereum APIs, fast and reliable syncs to the Ethereum blockchain, and durable elastic storage for ledger data. Amazon managed blockchain monitors node health, replaces unhealthy nodes, and automates Ethereum software upgrades, improving the availability of customers' Ethereum infrastructure, which is pretty nice indeed. In addition to DeFi applications, customers building analytical products such as smart contract monitoring tools and fraud detection software can also benefit from this scalable, highly available and fully managed blockchain Ethereum service on Amazon managed blockchain. So, essentially, huge news. Amazon Web Services now essentially has Ethereum on it. So, that's super big news. Now Amazon's not going out and buying Ethereum for this, but again, it's a step in the right direction towards maybe Amazon one day accepting cryptocurrency as a payment source. So moving on here to some different news. Citigroup Bitcoin is at a tipping point and could become the preferred currency for international trade. Now, I just want to say something about Bitcoin. Of course, its transaction rate isn't necessarily good enough, well, far from it, to be used by the whole world for everyday things like buying your coffee and paying for gas. However, the Bitcoin blockchain doesn't really matter how much Bitcoin you're sending across the blockchain in terms of fees. It's going to be pretty much the same fee for everybody. It increases only by slight amounts for higher transactions, if you will. So you could easily send $1 billion across the globe somewhere else in Bitcoin, and sure, it's going to take 10 or 15 minutes, and it's going to cost you a few bucks, but that's way better than any bank could ever manage. I implore you to try to send $1 billion from one bank to another. It's probably not going to work too well. Citigroup's Global Perspectives and Solutions team released a 108-page report Monday entitled Bitcoin at the Tipping Point. The Citi GPS report explains that the biggest change with Bitcoin is the shift from it being primarily a retail-focused endeavor to something that looks attractive for institutional investors. Again, because you could send massive amounts of it at a time, and it's a relatively short wait period. Now, it's a long wait period if you're standing at the register trying to buy coffee, but not so much if you're trying to send $1 million across the globe. The firm attributes the change to specific enhancements to exchanges, trading, data, and custody services that are increasing and being revamped to accommodate the requirements of institutional investors, highlighting the advantage of Bitcoin in global payments, including its decentralized design, lack of foreign exchange exposure, fast and potentially cheaper money movements, secure payment channels, and traceability. The report details these attributes combined with Bitcoin's global reach and neutrality could spur it to become the currency of choice for international trade. So Citigroup shilling Bitcoin a little bit, and indeed for big institutional investors, for big institutional payments back and forth, it is certainly fine for that, as it's been known that people send $500 million worth of Bitcoin and it costs like $3 for the transaction, which is just a fraction of a percent of the of $500 million. So moving on here, and this news has been going around a little while, and this is just one man's opinion. However, I wanted to share this because in the event it would be true, it would certainly be big for Bitcoin. Netflix might be the next Fortune 100 firm to buy Bitcoin. So Netflix may just be the next Fortune 100 company to buy Bitcoin, and Amazon will have to accept it, says billionaire Draper. In an appearance on the Unstoppable podcast on February 28th, the serial investor and hodler forecast that out of all possible candidates, Netflix is his pick for putting Bitcoin on its balance sheet. It says Netflix might be the next big one to fall. You know who it might be? Netflix, he said. I think Reed Hastings is a very innovative guy and has a lot of creative thinking, and I think he still controls the reins at Netflix, so I think it might be the next big one to fall. The prediction comes as telltale signs as institutional buy-ins continue to surface at current prices, with $48,000 seeing multiple large transactions at Coinbase Pro over the past week. Classic buyers, MicroStrategy and Square both added to their positions recently as well. So this kind of makes sense. If Netflix were to be the next one, who knows? Maybe it'll be like 5% of their free money allocation like Tesla did. Maybe it'll be $1 billion. Maybe it'll be $100 million. Who knows? But I like the idea. And it's something to FOMO. It's something to hopium about. Next, Bitmex CEO Arthur Hayes may surrender to U.S. law enforcement next month. I like how it says next month. It's just like, you know what, this month, just not such a good idea to, I'm feeling a little lazy today. I think I might turn myself in next month. I got a lot of work to do this month. Next month is looking good. My schedule's a little bit more open. Arthur Hayes, the founder and former CEO of crypto trading platform Bitmex, could surrender to U.S. authorities next month, according to a federal prosecutor. Jessica Greenwood, an assistant U.S. attorney for the Southern District of New York. Again, if it's not the Southern District of New York trying to sue somebody in the crypto space or bring up some kind of lawsuit in general, it's fake news. I told you guys. It's the Southern District of New York every single time. Told the federal judge in a court transcript dated February 16th that her team had been in talks with Hayes' lawyers about surrendering to U.S. law enforcement officials. Greenwood also said she'd be in touch with Bitmex co-founder Ben Dello and its first employee Gregory Dwyer. The 3 months were charged in October 2020 with violating the Bank Secrecy Act and conspiracy to violate the act. A fourth defendant, Samuel Reed, was arrested last year and subsequently released on bond. A Vanity Fair profile on Hayes and Bitmex saga was published on February 4th. Hayes is currently in Singapore. Again, he's just got a lot of work to do, so it might be next month that he turns himself in, I wish I could do that. I wish I could commit horrible crimes and then tell the police, you know what, I'm going to turn myself in next month. And they're like, yeah, it's fine. Greenwood told District Judge John Codall of the Southern District of New York, according to the transcript, we have discussed with counsel how to arrange for a voluntary surrender, and he has proposed appearing within the United States in Hawaii and having his initial appearance there and then, she said in the transcript. So, again, he's going to go from Singapore. He's not even going to go to the mainland United States. He's like, I'm going to do it in Hawaii. This guy, I wish I could be this guy for a little while. I don't want to have to turn myself into police, but I mean, you just go from Singapore and then I'll turn myself into one of the most beautiful states in the United States, really not the contiguous, but you know what I'm saying. I'm going to turn myself in a tropical paradise. Greenwood said Hayes could continue to reside abroad, traveling to Hawaii for virtual appearances during the initial stages of the legal process. He would travel to New York and when the case proceeds to trial phase. So a little bit of hot water. Oh boy, what did Arthur Hayes do now? Turn himself in next month. It's fine. Moving on to some different news, EOS creator Dan Larimer reveals next big project called Clarion. So, in case you guys don't know, Dan Larimer is the one that created EOS, the largest ICO ever created. They raised like something like $4 or $5 billion, and then we got EOS out of it, which was, cool. Easily one of the worst smart contract coins in existence. I'm sorry. It's just pretty objective fact. Pretty mafia style DPoS kind of deal. And then he created Steam, which was god awful. I mean, Steam was awful. I used to have a Steam, and what I would do is I would also post crypto content there, and I would also post like my videos there as well. And basically, the whole system was just bots, and you would basically pay some Steam for them to upvote your post, and therefore put it on the front page, or at least make it even reasonably visible. And it was a blockchain cryptocurrency oriented social media, and the only things that actually made money and big posts on there was either A, if you paid a bot to upvote it, or B, if you took photography. Why? Right? So I would post crypto content, I'd make 2 cents. Somebody posts a picture from a Colorado mountain of a really glorious landscape, and they would make $700 in Steam. Crypto, right? Moving on here. So blockchain developer Dan Larimer has announced his next project called Clarion. Similar to many of his previous projects, Clarion will be focused on decentralized networking, enabling people to communicate without relying on trusted third parties. Because apparently Steam was a miserable failure. EOS is arguably a miserable failure. So why not move on to the next one and make some more money, right, Dan Larimer? Larimer is known for creating multiple prominent blockchain projects. In 2013, he built BitShares as a way of exchanging fiat money for cryptocurrency. In 2016, he founded Steam, a decentralized content network, which later suffered a blockchain war, evolving into Hive, and was total garbage. In 2017, he created blockchain platform EOS, which we all know is just amazing. It's just amazing. Everybody knows it's my favorite currency, which raised $5 billion in the world's biggest ICO. And so what are you going to do with $5 billion? Well, NASA could probably put several rovers on Mars or various other planets. We could probably put men on the moon for less. We could end hunger temporarily in other nations for $5 billion. Cool. Or we could create EOS. Right? Either way. So now he's starting anew. Clarion OS is just getting started and is in the early design stage. We are assembling a team of developers to build the first prototypes. This project will be developed in the open and welcomes contributions from anyone interested in restoring the internet to the level of logical decentralization that was intended before big tech locked us into their services and stopped producing tools that empower people. I don't actually ever remember a time on the internet, and I've been on the internet for a very, very long time, where it wasn't big tech and stuff like that. I mean, I guess Google was a little bit better back then and didn't totally hide posts and put fact checkers on everything that you decide to Google. But I don't remember that time. I don't remember that time. The core idea behind the Clarion protocol is that it enables people to send messages to each other in various ways. Woo, man, this is some serious tech. Man, Dan Larimer. This will include delayed communication, hot, like email, ooh, and immediate communication. Ooh, so delayed communication is a future, and immediate communication is a feature. Amazing. I mean, sauce. Glorious. Genius, genius, genius. Like normal messaging, it will also support group chats. Hot ideas here. And let one person send messages to large groups of people. Ooh, so basically like every social media or messenger to ever exist. Amazing. This is an amazing product. So people are going to buy into this and make Dan Larimer even more rich, and then this is going to go down in flames. Let me just call it now. Clip it. I called it now. This is going down in flames. Dan Larimer is going to get rich. Everybody's going to lose money. There's going to be a bunch of bots on this, and there's going to be some currency tied to it that he's going to be selling hardcore on you. Yep, absolutely. This is about as transparent as it gets. Though he's focusing on the same ultimate goal as in the past, again, because he has no ideas, trying to disrupt Facebook and Twitter, this project will be a little bit different because it has delayed and immediate communication. I mean, that's amazing. Rather than build on another blockchain, Clarion will be more of an underlying message protocol similar to the interplanetary file system on which Decrypt cross posts all of our stories. Amazing, amazing. It's gonna be great, guys. This is amazing. FOMO. Moving on here, Brave takes aim at Google, sets to launch privacy-first search engine. So this is actually a much better idea. Dan Larimer, catch on to Brave, because Brave is amazing. Now, I don't always use Brave. I'm kind of a Firefox guy. I've been using Firefox since like day one, and I know Google Chrome is a little bit better. Everybody tells me Brave's better. I get it, but I like my Firefox. But I understand the importance of Brave. Don't get me wrong here. I love Brave. I use it during my live streams. But Firefox is my friend. Firefox has been with me since day one. It's my boy. Brave, the privacy-first, crypto-friendly web browser, is gearing up to launch a search engine later this year. Brave Search is the company's attempt to take a bite out of Google's dominance. Currently, Google's search engine has the 92% market share, which is, it makes sense. In a press release, the company said it's building the search function around a recent acquisition, a project called Tailcat, which was developed by the team behind the now-defunct Clicks search engine. Brave Search will be powered by Tailcat's own independent index of websites and won't collect IP addresses or personalized results based on identifying information as Google does. Per Wired, Brave Search is also developing a goggles function which can filter out certain kind of results, which, all right, that's pretty much been in every browser ever. But fair enough. The Brave browser launched in 2019 under the auspices of Brendan Eich. I don't know if that's I'm pronouncing his name right. Co-founder of Mozilla. The project is geared toward protecting user privacy and is built around crypto. It's ad-free, but opting into ads will reward you with BAT, or the basic attention token, a cryptocurrency meant to incentivize use of the browser. And just before I continue reading, Google actually decided recently to not give you ads based on your data. So they're trying to scale that back a little bit, but I don't trust them particularly well. And another sign that Brave is interested in catering to the crypto-conscious, the company recently announced its own aggregator for so-called decentralized crypto exchanges, where a centralized exchange like Coinbase holds your keys for you. On decentralized exchange, crypto is never actually held by anyone but the users. Brave Search is coming in the first half of 2021, and you can join the wait list if you enjoy that sort of thing. Now, moving on to CoinMarketCap, we are well above that $1.5 trillion market cap, getting close to, or at least the majority of the way to $1.6 trillion market cap. The market's starting to come back up. I think the stock markets did today. They didn't go up nearly as much. I think they kind of went sideways. I think maybe some of it's down a little bit, but everybody FOMO'd on back into crypto once again. Bitcoin, one of the highest gainers of the day at 5% compared to the high ones. Litecoin doing quite well. Ethereum back to $1,611. So Bitcoin at $51,460. So we're moving our way back up, and I see a lot of posts in the news, which I usually don't read because I don't like price predictions when it comes to crypto, because basically it could just be like some guy from Citigroup or some guy from JP Morgan or this Reddit trader thinks that Bitcoin will be $200,000 or something, and that's just it's just one person's opinion. And here's the thing with predictions is that one person is always going to be right and the other person is always going to be wrong, and then some people are just going to be coincidentally right because they just happen to guess. But with that said, I have seen a lot of news articles and things like that talking about how we could easily be at $200,000 by the end of 2021. But don't get it mistaken, because at the end of 2017, when the price of Bitcoin started to collapse, everybody was guessing that Bitcoin is going to be $100,000 by the end of 2018. In fact, my guess by the end of 2018, I guessed this at the beginning of 2018, I said that Bitcoin was going to be $25,000 to $35,000. Wrong. Everybody was wrong. It went down to $3,200. In fact, some guy lashed out at me in the comments saying that it would only go to $25,000 or $35,000 when it 20x'd this year. Are you an idiot? And I said, well, I don't think, I think the hype wave is a little bit slower. It's going to be a little bit slower. It's going to take a little bit more money to do that now. And then it turned out at the end of the year, everybody was wrong in their price predictions. So, however, I do still believe that one day Bitcoin is going to be 100,000, and one day in the far future it's going to be $1 million. but who knows how long that's going to take. My guess is somewhere around or after 2032, because at that point, we'll have 3 more halvenings, 2024, 2028, and 2032. And by then, the reward, the Coinbase reward, the block reward, if you will, of Bitcoin will be less than 1. And in that case, Bitcoin will, in my opinion, mathematically have to be higher. The price will have to be much higher because with all of the ASICs and all of the warehouses that people are running and the amount of electricity that that's going to cost to continue mining at that point, I think the price will have to be pretty tremendous. But that's all I have for you guys. Make sure you subscribe, like, and share the video. That helps me out a lot. My social media in the description below. Make sure you give me a follow on those if you get the opportunity to do so. But as usual, I will see you guys next time.